How's it going, everybody? Welcome to another podcast on the Swanee Plays Games channel. Me and Cookie are going to be discussing the campaign today. Now, I went on Twitter and I tweeted to give us some podcast ideas, and somebody by the name of Mookley22Games said, now that it's been out for a while, could discuss in detail what you liked and disliked, / what to keep and where to improve in the campaign. So I thought that was a pretty good idea. And if you guys want to give us podcast ideas in the future, I would check out our Twitter, because that's probably where I'm going to keep asking you guys to get the Twitter community involved. But yeah, I figured we would discuss the campaign. We haven't really talked about it on this channel, and that was a major selling point of the game, and a lot of people were excited about it. So start us off, Cookie. We're going to probably discuss... Well, we're going to discuss the good things first about what we thought about the story.
The good things. There were elements of this campaign that were kind of fun. Some of the gameplay was pretty fun. I kind of enjoyed. I kind of enjoyed implementing the new not the new characters, the old characters from the Star Wars movies into this new story, like Leia and Han and Lando. I thought that was kind of a nice touch. It was kind of neat. I think they did a good job capturing their personalities. I didn't think there was any, like, that person would never say that or act like that. They seemed to nail that part of it. And I think that the voice acting was really, really good by all of pretty much everybody in the game. I thought the voices fit what they were going for. I thought it was, in general, it felt very Star Warsy in that way. So I think they nailed those elements of it, making it really feel like it belonged in the Star Wars universe in that way. I thought that was probably the best thing they did in the campaign, was that, in my personal opinion. Most of the gameplay was pretty fun. Maybe I want to say like 70%, because there were some parts that got a little stupid and repetitive, where he just kept killing a million TIE fighters. Yeah. So, but there was some stuff that was kind of unique. Well, not unique, but at least fun. And beyond that, I would say the little star card system with Iden was kind of cool. I don't want to give that too much credit, because it's certainly not a unique concept, but it was kind of interesting to pick different loadouts before the missions and everything. Mm-hmm. And it looked beautiful. I mean, that's always expected with DICE. I mean, it looked incredible, graphics-wise.
Yeah. Well, what do you think about the overall plot? Oh, spoiler warning, by the way. We didn't really... In case you didn't...
Oh, it's in the title, but...
realize. But, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, what do you think of the plot?
Spoilers. I thought it was pretty bad. I thought it had a lot of potential, because the idea of playing from the Imperial perspective is something that hasn't been done before.
Well, maybe we should include that into the bad things. I didn't know.
Oh, are we supposed to?
Oh, I was going to say the good things first. Oh, nothing's good about the plot. All right, so then we'll come back to that point.
Shit. I was gonna say, I'm like, well, I guess you're done with the positives if you want to start talking about the plot.
Oh, no. Okay, I'll name some positives that I liked about it. Now, I thought that there were some pretty cool things that, like the one part where you fly the TIE fighter into the rebel ship and you just kill everybody in the hangar. That little part, I thought that was neat. Or like, the Lando mission, where you just do nothing but play as Lando, and who's that one guy? Is his name Shiv?
Or Shiv, yeah.
Shiv. I liked Shiv. Like, he was a good
I think it's Shriv.
Comedic relief.
Shriv. I feel like Shiv isn't that like a knife you make in prison and kill people?
Shriv or Shiv, like whatever his name is. They know what we're talking about. I liked him as a comedic relief, because he wasn't over the top funny like Jar Jar, and he was just a smart ass, and I think it worked well. So I liked the Lando mission with him, because I liked their chemistry. And like, there was a lot of things I did like for example, the Han Solo mission. We're on Takadana. Now, it was implemented poorly, and it was designed poorly, but for that brief second where you're like walking around the I guess Maz's castle, and you're like talking to people. It had sort of like an RPG feeling to it, and I was like, wow, this kind of feels like it had like a Mass Effect kind of feel to it. Like I just went around talking to everybody and interacting with people, and for I don't know 2 minutes it felt cool, but then after I got lost, I didn't know what to do. It got a little dumb, but there's things like that, like the level design, the unique levels that were specific to the campaign, some of the things where you like could drive the stolen AT-AT, like stuff like that I thought was nice. And like I said, the voice acting and the character models, like Aiden's face looks identical to her, and things like that I thought were all pluses. And it had potential to be a really, really good story. It's just lacked in,
Wasn't.
I guess it was rushed. Like they just didn't care. Like, hey, we need this because they complained about it. Let's throw this together.
Oh,
Which
and
I think
the
is a good
Kylo
segue
mission,
into our. Oh, go ahead.
by the way, at the end, I wanted to add that in real quick. The Kylo mission, as I forgot about, I thought was pretty interesting and pretty fun. It was a very it was a interestingly unique concept, like being inside the brain and killing stuff as Kylo. Thought that was kind of
Good way
cool.
to
It was
include him.
kind of a neat mission. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, let's go into the bad side of things because there's a lot more bad to talk about than there is good.
Yeah.
So you can start us
Yeah,
off with what you didn't like, Cookie.
I want to start things off with the plot. I think it's a good place to to jump this off. The plot, I think it's even more disappointing because it should have been a great plot. It should have been really interesting, and it should have been very unique, but it wasn't. Because what did it take? 3.5 missions, and Aiden turned to the rebels after
Yes.
slaughtering rebels, and then she's like, it doesn't make sense. And we were even talking about this just yesterday. Just the quickness of that turn was ridiculous. And even if the turn made sense, like even if it made perfect sense for her to leave the Empire, it's still shitty and not unique, and it's a lame plot point. It's like, here's this character we kind of like that's evil. Oh, she's gonna turn good. No, just leave her evil.
It's been done a million
I want to
times.
see what it's like from the Imperial side, and yes, it has been done 10 million times in movies, video games, TV shows, everything else. So it's
They
a stupid,
marketed this
lame
game
concept.
as be a part of Inferno Squad. You can be evil. You can play as the Empire and fight the rebel scum. And then on mission 3, you're like, oh man, I hate the Empire. They're so evil. I must kill them.
No shit.
So they
When
just
did you
completely
not
lied.
realize the Empire was evil? It's like all of a sudden it's evil. It's like,
Okay,
they've been doing that
Okay,
kind of stuff forever.
let's keep this in mind. Like, she in the story, she notices that the Empire's like killing civilians and stuff. Okay, and she's like, oh no, this is bad. Was she
Yeah.
not around when the first Death Star completely demolished the city of Jeddah and then completely destroyed the planet of Alderaan? She just threw that under the rug. That's fine. No big deal. Because
I guess
it's not like they hid that from her.
Is because they were Imperial people. So apparently she.
Oh, it's okay to kill
I don't
yourself. No, because that's why she was upset. She's like, in the story, she's like, oh, we're killing our
know.
own
That's
people.
what I'm
They didn't
saying.
do anything wrong.
That's what the problem was. That it was their own people, not that. Like Alderaan and Jeddah, I don't think they were on either side. I guess Alderaan might have been because that's where Leia was from. But I mean, Jeddah didn't give a shit. It was just there.
So she's okay
think,
with blowing up those people.
Yeah, I guess. But if they're loyal to the Empire, don't kill them.
Then
I
it's going
guess
too
that's
far.
her. So
Oh,
she's got
so
some
if we kill people
hella
that are
good
loyal to the
morals.
Empire, I'm going to kill the Empire.
Yes.
Okay, so imagine that in like real life. You have a Navy SEAL, a Special Forces Navy SEAL, and then Donald
Best
Trump's
one.
like, we're gonna go attack France. And then this Navy SEAL's like, ugh, we can't attack France. We're allied with France. I'm going to kill all of my friends. And then he just goes insane, steals a tank, and just starts blowing the hell out of all his buddies. That's basically the same
Yeah.
thing.
What would have made more sense is if she's just like, I don't want to fight for the Empire anymore.
And then just went
Okay. And then
into
just
hiding
left.
or something.
Not go fight for the rebels. That doesn't make any sense. Like it's like
No.
suddenly she's like, oh, these people I've hated for so long, looking pretty good to me now. Let's join up with them. Like what?
Yeah.
And
Yesterday,
then
I was
Lando.
slaughtering these guys. Now I'm helping them kill my friends.
I thought for a second Lando was kind of kidding when he said, I like giving out second chances. I'm like, what? It's like, you're
Yeah,
just
Lando's
gonna
pretty
go with
welcoming.
this? Yeah, literally the first mission, she's tricking you by thinking she wants to be a prisoner. And now this could easily be her tricking you again. It would make a lot of sense. Why would you be so easy to trust her? That doesn't make sense either.
I don't know.
And everything after that really just kind of was very lame because you're almost hoping that somehow she turns back.
Oh yeah, I was
Somehow
hoping she
this
was
was
going to be
all
like
part
a,
of her
a
plan.
double agent, but she wasn't at all.
And I was really excited for like the Battle of Jakku because I had heard in some other Star Wars canon type stuff at the Battle of Jakku that I thought that she was going to be the person that the Emperor basically assigned to have everybody go to Jakku and have this epic battle. And that was kind of going to be her end, would have been my guess. I thought that would be really cool if she was on the Imperial side fighting this extremely epic battle. Boy, was I disappointed to see that she wasn't doing anything but fighting for the rebels and helping in random little battle places. Very lame. The Battle of Jakku was a humongous disappointment because even though, I mean, it looks cool and all, it was still very divided action. You didn't get the full feel of the battle. Just like very
That's
lame
just
compared
we're
to what I
just
was
talking about
hoping
the
for.
plot. There's a lot of other things that was messed up.
Yeah.
Like the
Well,
AI
plot is
were
the worst thing.
dumb as
today.
rocks. They were stupid. And your teammate AI, like anyone on your side, did nothing at all. They did nothing. Like in one part of the story, I had like 8 stormtroopers around me, and there was like 1 rebel soldier, and they were clueless. It was like they didn't even see the rebel soldier there. It was pretty sad. And then your buddy Dell, or whatever, he didn't. Is that even his name? I don't remember enough.
Yeah, Del Miko, I think.
Okay, well, he didn't kill anyone the entire story either. He just was sort of there. It was really dumb. It's like easy mode on skirmish, and I played on the hardest difficulty. So that part
that was the
dumb.
other thing. The difficulties are all the same from what I had heard. I played on normal and on easy. It was pretty much the same thing. I only played on easy to get like objectives and stuff, but I know you played on hard. A couple of our other friends played on hard, and apparently there's not much of a difference in the difficulties.
You don't even get an achievement for beating it on hard.
Yeah, there was no point in playing it on hard. And
then there's stuff that got repetitive, like the Luke mission. You killed like 90 bugs or more. You just slash. Well, more bugs. Force push. More bugs. 20 minutes later, oh look, more bugs. And then that one mission where the one where you turn to the rebel side and you have to attack, or you have to defend Naboo. You have to like kill like a freaking million of those bombers. I don't know if my game glitched, but I was there at least 15-20 minutes killing bombers nonstop. It got a little old.
Yeah, and then the TIE Fighter mission, I believe, got extremely repetitive too. You were like killing 10 million X-Wings in the air, as I remember it. It just was... It had extremely repetitive parts. I know a lot of video games will have that, and that's a problem I have with a lot of video game campaigns, but it was pretty bad in this one. And all that good voice acting that I was praising earlier kind of gets diminished by these elements. Like when your AI is dumb as shit, even if they sound cool, they're like, all right, let's fight, guys, let's do it. And you look over and they're all shooting at God knows what, if they're shooting at all. That like really kind of ruins the voice acting of those moments too. And like Shriv sounds really cool and all, but then you look at Shriv and he's being an idiot. So it's
he's like walking out of bounds.
Kind of messes it.
Yeah, stupid. Yeah, it's
making a smart combat while he's spinning in circles.
That and it's only like a 4-hour campaign. If you wanted to speed run it, you could probably beat it insanely quick because you can just run past the enemies. I don't think there's like
Yeah,
a
'cause the
checkpoint
AI is so
system.
dumb.
I think you can just skip everything. And then the collectibles are a joke. Like you can't even see the collectibles. It's just like, here's a collectible. Here, collect them and get crafting parts. Is there even any lore to the collectibles? I don't even remember.
I don't know anything about the collectibles. I just got them so I would get the crafting parts. I'm not even
Yeah.
sure if there is anything to them.
I don't
Which
think
is
there is.
incredibly lazy and
I
dumb.
could be wrong, but they're a little underwhelming.
And that was pretty much the only extra thing in the campaign, other than just the campaign itself. I liked how they were trying to integrate like Far Cry elements with the whole like sneaking around and stuff, but it sucked. It didn't work.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't
didn't work at
nearly
all.
as good as what Far Cry's was. So I mean, it
Okay,
was
what do
horrible.
you think about the cliffhanger ending that they had? That they're gonna because they're gonna have DLC, and they're gonna continue the story with DLC, which is kind of a dumb. It's they're like, hey, keep coming back to play our game if you want to finish the story, which is
Yeah.
why they're doing that.
I don't hate that idea as far as like letting it continue. Like the story keeps going into DLCs. I'm not against that idea. Now that's only because the DLC's free. I don't like paid DLC in general, so that's kind of different if it was paid. But for free DLC, I'm not against that idea. The only problem is with this specific campaign is I don't care. Because I I don't really care where the story goes after how crappy the campaign already was. Now, if I
Yeah.
had turns again, that wouldn't make any sense, but it would be kind of interesting.
If she turned again, I'd be more interested.
Yeah, I'd be more interested, but as of now, I don't really give a shit. I kind of hope Hask kills her. That's not because at least he's evil.
But yeah.
Although I'll give him credit.
They should just have
for
a
Hask
story
killing
mode,
Dell.
a DLC about him.
Hask killing Dell was kind of surprising and interesting. I'll give him that. I didn't think that, or at least I think he did, although he didn't die on screen, so I guess somehow maybe Hask was just shooting himself.
He just shot the ground and
head.
walked out like an intimidation thing.
Oh,
I'm not gonna kill
that's
you
right.
because the Empire's evil and I don't like killing. Something dumb like that.
At least that was a little darker. Like they did something dark, I'm assuming, as long as Dell's actually dead. It's a little more dark, I can give him a little respect for that. But that's...
Yeah.
To answer your question, I don't actually have that much of a problem with them doing it that way. I just don't really care. Because the campaign
Okay.
sucks right now.
Fair enough. I can't really think of too many other
I'm
points.
trying to think of other negatives. I mean, most of the missions just don't make much sense. It doesn't. At least Leia was the one person who pointed out to Iden, like, you killed a lot of our people. At least she was like, oh yeah, this person's super evil. But then of course she still was fine with it. It was a major stretch in many different elements. So I was very disappointed they didn't try to be unique, which is what I was really hoping they would be, and it just was not unique at all. So that's the biggest problem I have. No uniqueness at all to that plot.
And those are all good reasons. Yeah. Well, like we said, there was a lot more bad than there was good. It had potential, but they fell short. I mean, kind of expected, though.
This is, by the way, one of the major reasons, along with the whole loot crate problem, why the reviews were so terrible for this game. From official video game reviewers, a lot of them were crapping on the loot crate system, but they also pointed out the campaign sucked and was lame, boring, and didn't have anything to it, which is why it got really bad reviews, which leads to bad sales. So, I mean, Battlefront has taken a hit, too, not just for the loot crates, but also because their campaign sucked. So they are getting hit pretty hard on that.
I would almost, like, this campaign was so bad that I would have rather them focus the resources into other things, because that was
I
a
agree.
waste. Like,
Yeah, I'd rather them have like 3 more maps would be worth it.
or more heroes or something.
Or more heroes, yeah.
Because Aiden being a hero in multiplayer is a joke in itself anyway. Like, it's just, unless they buff her. And, like, no one cares about her being a hero. No one's like, oh boy, can't wait to buy Battlefront 2 so I can play as Aiden on the bad guy side.
Yeah, that's the joke, that she's on the bad guy side. She wasn't even on the bad guy side for more than half the campaign. So that's a joke in itself. They should have Hask on there. At least he was actually bad. that would have made more sense. Yeah. So disappointed. I think that's how you could classify the entire thing. Just disappointed.
Yeah, but that's going to do it for this podcast. Let us know what you think of the campaign. Let us know if you agree or disagree. I'm sure most of you have conflicting thoughts, as always, but that's the fun of it. We got to have a discussion in the comments. That's why I really like doing these podcasts, because you guys really get involved with these in the comment section. It's pretty fun to do.
A lot of good opinions.
Yeah, and you guys point out things that we didn't originally think of during the podcast, so that's always neat. But yeah, check out my Twitter if you guys want to suggest future podcast ideas. That's probably where I'm going to get most of them from, is Twitter. And if you made it this far into the video, then you should give it a thumbs up. You guys should check out other videos. We have plenty of other podcasts on the channel. We have tons of kill streaks and upgraded character gameplay and all kinds of different stuff. Become a sponsor today if you want to get those special emotes and stuff for our live streams. I can't think. Yeah, our streams. And you could become a patron. Patrons is a good way to help support the podcast and support the channel. And that basically does it for us. And we will talk to you guys in the next video.
See ya.
Your defeat is inevitable.
I warn you not to underestimate my powers.
Do not throw away your potential.
Don't force me to kill you!